I'm gonna be honest with you. Lately, I have not been following any routines at all. Like my morning routine, nope. Night routine, nope. My sleep schedule is pretty messed up. I'm not even gonna lie to you, but I'm fixing that starting today. And I just feel like my life is in a state of flow rather than rigidity. And I feel like you and me are both very, how do I put it? Very rigid. Like you're either one way or another, right? I feel like both you and me, if you relate to me at all, okay, which I hope you do because you're watching this, you can't be in the middle. You have to be on one extreme side or another. Let me explain, okay? You're either super rigid with every hour of your day, every half hour block of your day is planned out. I'm going to do this, then this, then this, then this, then this. I'm just going to follow it no matter what. And if like someone calls you or something comes up, your entire day is just thrown off track and you're like, frick, bro, I'm screwed, I'm cooked. And your entire day is just gone, right? Basically. And you're like, wow, my day was so rigid and this thing came up and I had the perfect day, but now it's ruined. I might as well not do anything at all. And you just go all the way, like you just do whatever you want. Or there's this other side where you straight up just do whatever you want and plan nothing. At least that's for me. And that's been one of my biggest struggles in life, or at least my personality, where I'm either doing one thing or not at all. I'm either going all the way or not doing anything at all. And it's been so hard to balance. And I don't know why. But lately, I've been learning about this thing called Wu Wei. If you never heard of Wu Wei, don't worry, me neither. But it's basically this Chinese philosophy where you're just going with the flow. And I know it's controversial. I know it's like, oh, going with the flow. Oh, disgusting. But with things like not planning when you go to bed when you're tired, but wake up at the same time every day. Managing the ebbs and flows of rigidity and flow at the same time. Like you need to structure enough, but also allow for flow to balance in life. I know what I'm saying is so broad right now. I don't know if you can relate to this or at all, if you even know what I'm saying. But basically in life, you need to mix discipline with flow and play, right? If you're just constantly disciplined and you're rigid, you're eventually going to fall, as in you're going to be succumb to like all the like the flow, right? Your life needs a balance of flow and rigidity, because your life is like this. Oh, sure. Your life goes like this, right? Actually, let me draw this out for you. Your life is comprised of many different peaks and falls, right? Let's say this is like when you're super disciplined and you're following everything, you're getting all your work done, yada yada, and then all of a sudden like slowly you're like, oh, I'm not so disciplined, I'm in a rut, I can't seem to get anything done, my sleep schedule's messed up, blah blah blah. You're like, you get that 3 a.m. motivation and then you start to peak again and you're like, oh yeah, I'm so motivated, you're so disciplined, and then life is just like that, right? Over and over. And that is because things like monk mode, things like trying to be David Goggins, things like, oh, always no excuses. And you just never leave time for yourself to decompress and be undisciplined. You're eventually going to set yourself up for a tall peak, which inevitably comes to a hard fall. So you don't want this. What you do want is like peaks and drops that are smaller. So that over time, your life is more stable. It's more stable. These little tiny, so you're being disciplined and then you're being flow, and then discipline and flow, and discipline and flow, rather than discipline and then flow, but you just die, right? So with these, you just set it up in like your day-to-day schedule, your week-to-week schedule, and it's more a mentality than a life setup. It's rather than being like, oh, I need to be absolutely 100%ly disciplined in every single thing that I do. You can be like, okay, I'm gonna plan that I'm gonna be disciplined for this. And I'm going to allow some flow. Like whatever comes up, I'll face it. I won't plan this block of the day. Whatever comes up, I'll do. Whatever work that I need to get done, I'll do. And oh, maybe I'll just unwind for a little bit, read some fiction, watch like 30 minutes of Netflix or whatever you do. I don't care. For me, it's like reading or watching YouTube or whatever that I used to never allow myself to do. Or talking with friends. Wow, socializing. That's kind of crazy. Imagine socializing. And I would never allow myself to do that. And I would wonder why I go on these crazy like peaks of pure discipline, running 2 kilometers every day before school, taking cold showers, yada, yada. And I just fall, right? I just don't do anything. I'm like super lazy because we're humans. You're a human. And you don't even know what it means to be human because no one has taught you. No one has told you that, yes, be accountable to yourself. No excuses. Yes, take responsibility for things. Yes, be disciplined. But sometimes true discipline is understanding when to not be disciplined. And time that you plan to waste is not truly time wasted. because it's going to allow you to be more disciplined over time in the long run. Self-improvement as we call it, is not about being 100% disciplined all the time. It's about knowing when to be disciplined and when to allow your discipline to recharge. Don't get me wrong, discipline is a skill. It's like a muscle, right? You work out a muscle, you're lifting weights, right? You need to like push that like weight super hard, right? To break down your muscle. To break down your muscle. But then eventually it tires out and you need to rest it. You need to rest it in between sets, and you need to rest it in between workouts, or else what? You're just going to tear it and injure it until eventually you need to be gone, like recovering for like months because you actually tore the muscle, right? But if you just like know how to rest in between workouts and get your proper diet and nutrition, sleep, and you don't work out like a madman 12 hours a day, you space it out, you find that your muscle gets bigger, it gets stronger, but it needed that rest. Guess what? You get stronger during the rest, not during the actual activity. In lifting weights, in discipline, in any skill, any endeavor that you're going to pursue. Just keep that in mind as you go about your day. Get after it.